Welcome in the fourth video on the topic Introduction to Analytical Chemistry. In this video, we are going to discuss the significant errors, the first point, second mean, third one median, then mean deviation, next relative mean deviation, standard deviation, and numerical problems. So let's begin with the first point, that is significant figures. So which figures are considered as significant figures? Then we are going to discuss under this point the different rules to decide the significant figures. Now, what is meant by significant figures? The digits of number which are needed to express the precision of the measurement from which the number was derived are known as significant figures. The digits of number which are needed to express the precision of the measurement from which the number was derived are known as significant figures. In the analysis of any sample or any compound or any method, we get different results, different readings, and these results or readings are expressed in the form of digits. So some figures are one digit figures, some are two, some are more than two digit figures are also there. Similarly, some figures are without decimal points, some figures are with decimal points. So what is meant by significant figures? Let us see by considering different cases. So the first case, all non-zero numbers are significant. All non-zero numbers are significant. For example, 1, 2, 3. All these are the non-zero figures and hence they are significant figures. Zeros between two non-zero digits are significant. Zeros between two non-zero digits are significant. For example, 101, this figure is a significant figure, and in between two ones there is a 0. So left side there is 1, right side there is 1, and in between these two ones there is a 0, and hence this 0 will be considered as a significant one. Similarly, 205, this 0 will be considered as significant one. Third case, leading zeros are not significant. Leading zeros are not significant. For example, 0.01. So all these two zeros are not significant. Here only one figure is one digit is a significant digit. Now the next fourth case, trailing zeros to the right of the decimal are significant one. Trailing zeros to the right of the decimal are significant. The zeros towards to the right side of the decimal point will be considered as a significant one. For example, 1.05. In this case, 0 is the significant one. 1.0. Let me zoom this so that you can see this clearly. So here this is 1.002. So these two zeros are significant one. The last case, trailing zeros in a whole number with the decimal shown are significant. Trailing zeros in a whole number with the decimal decimal point should be there, shown are significant. For example, 10.0. So the significant figures in this are three: 1, 0, and the 0 which is after decimal point. This is also significant one. So the significant figures are three here: 1200.00. This is this figure. See this figure. So after decimal points, two zeros are there. Therefore, the significant figures are 6, 1. Now let us consider this 1200, 1200. So there is no decimal point. You should remember this one. This is important. Decimal point is not there, and these two zeros will not be considered here. Therefore, the significant figure is 2, because number is without decimal point. So this is how we can decide the significant figures. So there may be objective questions on this, how to find out the significant figures. So these are the some rules we can say which can decide the significant figures. The next point is mean. Now what is this mean? The arithmetic average of replicate sets of results. Arithmetic average of replicate sets of results. Suppose we have carried out analysis of particular sample, and in that we have obtained 10.1, 10.2, 10.3 set of results. Now the arithmetic average. So here arithmetic average is taken. The sum of all these results is taken, divided by number of measurements, that is 3, and we can obtain the mean for these measurements. It is obtained by dividing the sum of measurements by the number of individual results in the set. So this is the formula: x1, x2, x3 up to xn divided by n number of measurements. So this mean is given by this formula. So in short, it is given by mean is the summation of measurements divided by the number of measurements. For example, mean of numbers 10, 10 and 20. The first measurement is 10, second measurement is 10, and third one is 20. It is 10, 10, 20, 40 and 70. 5 figures are there. So we have to find what is the mean of this: 10 plus 10 plus 20 plus 40 plus 70 divided by 5, and that comes to be 30, and that is the mean of these readings. Now the next term is median. Now what is this median? The middle value of a replicate set of results is called as median. So median is given by this formula: n plus 1 divided by 2, n plus 1 divided by 2. That is, what is n? N is the number of results. N is the number of results. Now let us see, this is the set of results 2, 3, 4, 4, 6. So this is the ascending order: 2, 3, 4, 4, 6. Now just find out the middle of these readings, and that is nothing but the 4, and this is nothing but the median. So again here the same is mentioned: arrange the numbers of given set in ascending manner and find the exact middle number. For example, here 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. So here 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. So this is the ascending order of the figures: 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, and the middle one is 4, and it is nothing but the median. Sometimes mean and median may be the same number. For example, let us see the set of the results: 1, 2, 4, 6, 7 has a mean 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 7 divided by 5, that comes to be 4. and a median also comes to be 4. So mean and median are one and the same in this case. Now the next term is mean deviation. What is meant by mean deviation? The mean deviation is defined as a statistical measure which is used to calculate the average deviation from the mean value of the given data set. So it is little bit hard to digest, but if MCQ will be there, the regarding the definition of mean deviation, then you should have to mug up the definition of mean deviation. The mean deviation is defined as statistical measure which is used to calculate the average deviation from the mean value of the given data set. Now relative mean deviation, the another term, relative mean deviation. So mean deviation, how it is determined? Mean deviation into 100 divided by mean, that will give you the relative mean deviation. Now let's consider one example so that these points will become more clear. The percentage of constituent A in a compound AB are 22.61, 22.64, 22.54 and 22.53. Calculate mean deviation and relative deviation. So this is the problem. Now what is the mean? So mean is the average of all these readings. So here 22.6, all the readings are summed up here, divided by total number of readings 4, and that comes to be 22.58, that is the mean. Now the mean deviation, we have to find out the mean deviation, and for that we have to find out the individual deviations for every reading. The first reading is 22.61. The mean of these sets of readings is 22.58, and that comes to be 0.03. The second reading 22.64 minus 22.58, which is the mean, and this difference is 0.06. The third one is 22.54 minus 22.58, that comes to be minus 0.04. The last one 22.53 minus 22.58, that comes to be minus 0.05. So these are the deviations, individual deviations. Now if we take the mean of all these, that comes to be the total of this, that comes to be 0.18. Now we can find out the mean deviation. So mean deviation is the sum of the deviations, that is 0.18 divided by total number of readings or total number of deviations, and that comes to be 0.045. This is 0.045. So this is called as mean deviation. See the steps. First find out the mean, then find out the individual deviations, that is the mean deviation should be subtracted from the each reading, so that you will get the difference, and take the sum of these differences, that is here 0.18. Now find out the mean deviation, the sum of the difference of deviations divided by total number of deviations, and that comes to be 0.045, and that is nothing but the mean deviation. Now relative mean deviation, how it is calculated? The formula already we have discussed in the previous in the earlier in previous in few seconds before. Now here relative mean deviation is 0.045, that is the mean deviation into 100 divided by 22.58, which is the mean, and this comes to be 0.1993%. So this is the relative mean deviation, 0.1993%. So this is how we can find out the mean deviation and relative mean deviation. Now the last one is the standard deviation. So it is a standard deviation is denoted by rho, sign rho. It is a measure of the amount of variation or dispersion of a set of values. From this you will not be clear regarding the definition of the standard deviation, but by looking at the formula to find out the standard deviation, it will become clear. It is the measure of amount of variation or dispersion of set of values. It is often used as a measure of precision. So whether there is precision in the readings or results, that can be decided by standard deviations. Also, it is called as root mean square deviation, and this is the formula to find out the standard deviation. Rho is equal to 1 by n, that is number of results, into summation of measurements, total number of measurements, minus mean square bracket raised to half. So this is the formula for determination of a standard deviation. Now let us see one example. Find the standard deviation for the following set of results. So the first is 1.72, second one is 1.74, 1.68, 1.71, 1.69. So these are the results or the readings. Now we have to find out the summation of measurements. We have to sum up these results. So summation of Mn, it is 1.72 plus 1.74 plus 1.68 plus 1.71 plus 1.61, that comes to be 8.54. Now M, so M mean is equal to sum of all these results divided by total number of results, that is n. 8.54 divided by total number of results are 5. Therefore 8.54 divided by 5, that comes to be 1.708, that is nothing but the mean. Now we have to find out values of Mn minus M square. So we know the value of Mn, we know the value of mean M, small, here actually it should be small m. So Mn minus M square, and the values are these one. So we are getting these values of the difference of Mn minus M square. Now summation of Mn minus M square. So sum of all these Mn minus M square values, that comes to be 0.00280. Now just insert all these values in this formula to find out standard deviation, that is rho is equal to 1 by n. Here n is equal to 5. N is equal to 5, total number of results. Now we have this summation of Mn minus M square. So Mn minus M square, this divided by n, that is 5, raised to half, and this comes to be 0.2135. so this is how we can find out this standard deviation 0.02135. so this is how we can find out the standard deviation. For that you should remember this formula. You should remember how to find out the mean, then you should remember how to find out the mn minus m square. Just thereafter we have to take just the sum of this mn minus m square, and we have to put into the formula that is given for standard deviations, and we can obtain this standard deviation. So just you take any set of results and you can find out the standard deviation. So this is we can remember all these terms that are used in analytical chemistry. And this is the end of this topic, introduction to analytical chemistry. Just go through from first video to the video number 4, so that you will get linked to video and you will your concepts will be clear. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you very much.